Hey guys, welcome to Headspace Hangout with your host, me, Sheldon. Just wanted to dive straight into it and get to the point of why I'm doing this. I've been through a lot of different challenges throughout the few years. I've dealt with depression, anxiety, hypochondria, and just found myself in a lot of different scenarios of dark days. And this is a platform that I want to create that can help people that have the same mindset as me, that are better than me in a sense, or maybe even worse. This is the platform that I want to create that someone can just log on, watch videos, look at the posts, read the tips and tricks on how to help themselves, and that actually makes a huge difference to them. Based on what I've been through, I needed this. And I felt 6, 7 years ago when I went through my diagnosis, I wish I had a platform that I'm busy creating at this moment, just to help me out of the dark place that I was in. So let's dive into it. So I was diagnosed a few years ago with a unique type of blood cancer called polycythemia vera, which is a overproduction of red blood cells where it starts from your bone marrow, which your bone marrow makes red blood cells. When it makes enough, it turns off, where in my case, it actually stays on. So there are a few issues with that. So having too many red blood cells in your blood makes your blood very thick, which makes your heart pump harder, which this kind of isn't really like a normal cancer where it grows and it kills internal organs and things like that. This is more of a thick blood where you had between 25 to 50% higher risk of strokes, heart attacks, and actual clotting. So there's been a few different techniques used throughout the years, but I'll go into detail more with that. So basically, that's just what polycythemia is. It's an overproduction of red blood cells. So when I was diagnosed, actually I was at a party and just felt dizzy all of a sudden. Had no idea why. Went home that night, drank a lot of water, and obviously when you start feeling sick out of nowhere and something that you never felt before, the anxiety starts to kick in, which I never felt before, and that was the first night. And went to a doctor the next day, explained the symptoms. They then took my blood pressure, and because I was so anxious and nervous, my blood pressure was extremely high. So they said, "You're feeling dizzy and lightheaded due to high blood pressure," which is a sign. But then I took blood pressure tablets for about a week or so, still had similar symptoms, nothing really changed. So then what happened after that, I decided to go for a second opinion, and the doctor agreed. He said, just take it for another 2, 3 weeks because it takes time to build up. So obviously, being a doctor, being a lot more qualified than me, I don't know much. Um, I listened. I went, I think 3, 4 weeks, still the same symptoms. So I decided to go for a third perspective. Went to a doctor. They said maybe I'm feeling the same symptoms because the medication, or that brand, should I say, might be not really working the way it should. So they put me on a different brand of blood pressure tablets. And long story short, a month went by and I was still feeling the same symptoms of dizziness, a bit of like back and forth. It's really hard to explain, but not something that was enjoyable. So after I decided to go for another um, perspective, or another opinion, should I say, to another doctor, where I explained all my previous doctor's experience as well as medication. This doctor said, doesn't sound right, let me take you for blood. So I had a blood test, and that's where they saw that my hemoglobin and my hematocrit, which is the size of a red blood cell, was very thick. So they said this is not normal and that I would need to be referred to a hematologist, which is a blood specialist. So I was referred to a blood specialist, which was government and not private, because I just didn't have money at the time. And it was really, really challenging because as soon as I heard I need to go to a blood specialist because I got very thick blood, that's when the anxiety, the overthinking actually, I think, started to branch into a flowering tree, but not a nice one. And went to a hematologist, and this lady referred me to one of the hospitals where they said that I need to do a few tests. I did an ultrasound. I did a bone marrow biopsy on obviously the bone marrow, which was not fun because you're awake and you lie there, they inject you, but I still felt it. And they test for a gene called JAK2, which mine came back negative. So you get polycythemia secondary and primary, mine was secondary, which could fall into different other categories causing the hemoglobin, or should I say, the red blood cells to produce a lot more than they should. Anyway, when I went through all the tests and sat back with the hematologist, wasn't very friendly at all, in the sense that she sat there, looked at my test, didn't really give me 2 cents of actual any empathy or anything. As I said, listen, okay, cool, you got blood cancer, we needed to do some more tests, and this is this, and gave me a few insights as to kind of what it is. But I remember walking out of there thinking, cool, you hear the big C word, and that hit me. I walked out, I had a few cries, not gonna lie. I think anyone would, and if you don't, then you lie. So I decided to go for a second opinion, and I found an awesome hematologist that put me on something called Hydrea. I can't tell you the big long word right now because I'm not a doctor. I don't have it in front of me. So, which is a type of chemotherapy, which I started. I was on that for about 2 3 years. But basically, what it did was it kind of killed the red blood cells as well as the white blood cells, as well as the platelets within your blood. So it was a good because I was very scared to take it. But at the end of the day, I was taking it, and obviously you have like chemo and all the side effects. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was, but I did get like some days where I felt still dizzy, ringing in the ears, shortness of breath, like stomach pains, more fatigue, and yeah, it just wasn't fun. So getting to the point of where I'm at now is over the past 7 8 years, the diagnosis has changed my perspective of a lot of different things. From drinking to smoking to going out to doing a lot of things that I used to do where right now I don't. And that's actually a good thing. But mindsets that it really triggered and opened up my mind into depression, anxiety, kind of becoming a hypochondriac, as well as I'd say deep like depression and dark days. And why I want to create, or I'm creating, should I say, this platform is to reach people that were in that space that I was 7 years ago, and even in today's headspace that I'm at. Like that, some days are harder than others. We all know that. We all have our own struggles, but this is a platform that I'm looking to create that from anywhere in the world that you are, whatever journey you're going through, positive or negative, I want this platform to be a kind of go to, which talks about a variety of different topics, and it's just user friendly that can actually help. Where a lot of the time I was referred to a specialist or a psychologist, should I say, and based on availability and expense, it was very, very expensive and out of my price range, and had to wait 3 4 5 months to see someone. Um, and sometimes you can't wait that long. So this is just a platform that I'm looking to create that anyone can actually just log on, watch the videos that are coming in the future with a variety of different specialists that I have on, and just learn from it and take what they want. And my goal is just to at least help one person change their life around, because 6 7 8 years ago when I was diagnosed, feels like the other day, I wish I had a platform that I could actually just log on to and actually just watch videos of someone going through what I just felt I was diagnosed with. We tend to go on Google and search everything in Google. Sometimes it's amazing, but also is not so great, and that's where the overthinking and the testing and all those kind of things actually go. And yes, my audience right now for what I want to attract is everyone. This is going to be an amazing journey. I'm going to learn a lot, and I just really wish I could pass my knowledge on to whoever decides to take it. So that's my reason as to creating this platform. And I believe that it will grow, and the contents I want to put on here is just to help those who need it. And the name behind it is everything for me. Headspace Hangout. This is everything regarding the mind. If your mind is not right, if you're battling every single day, then things within your body will tend to fall apart. I've seen it firsthand where I've had family members that were, I wouldn't really say healthy as a horse, but were fine, but their mind got the best of them, and the body starts to fall apart. And I'm sure we've all seen that around us. It happens to all of us. It happened to me for a few days, a few weeks. We're human beings. It's okay not to be okay, but I just want to create this platform so that we all log on and we learn something from everything that I actually produce. So yes, I would just like to encourage people to reach out to me, and it could be about anything, um, from how you're feeling to anything that I can help with. Please know I'm not a specialist in any form, just an average Joe, but this is just a platform that, like I've said, I want to get doctors and all kinds of different doctors, should I say, that deal with the mind and maybe even as well as the body, because it's all one. So please feel free to reach out to me, send me questions. If you just need to chat about anything, please feel free to send a message. I'm here to help in any way I can. And yes, thank you again. Good things to come. And thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share Headspace Hangout.